Hi there YouTube, welcome to Dartmoor. I'm in a different spot today. I'm not near the reservoir where I normally am. I'm going to say at the start, you'll have to excuse me, it's very very windy and my eyes run like mad when it's windy. Today I've come to this particular part of Dartmoor to photograph something that I see quite a lot of on Dartmoor. They're in abundance on Dartmoor, and that's hawthorn trees, and they're really wild looking, sort of gnarly, twisty, and you don't see a photograph that much, so that's what I'm here for today, to give that a go. There's quite a few where I am, dotted around. The first one that I've picked out, the hardest thing about doing this is trying to get the separation between the actual tree and the background, and it's quite windy as well, so the branches are moving quite a bit, but that's what I'm going to try and do. Whether we'll succeed or not, we shall see. It's the middle of the day. There are some nice clouds around, but the sun's quite strong as well, as you can probably tell. It's hitting the side of my face. It's very cold, very windy. My eyes are streaming, but we're going to do our best. Okay, so I've framed up the tree, and the main tree is taking up the right hand third and pretty much the centre of the frame. On the left of the frame there's another smaller shrub. Now the only thing that I'm not too sure about with this one is the background. That's the only thing that's bothering me, and the wind. At the moment I've got 20th of a second shutter speed. I could probably do with increasing that to try and freeze the motion a little bit. And I've got to try and get this shot when there's no cars coming past, because I'm shooting down towards the road as well. So I don't know about this one. Okay, so the light's increasing now because the sun's cutting through. I'm going to up my ISO to 100. So that now gives me 1/100th of a second. Yeah, we got cars in there, I don't want cars. Let's check my focus again. It doesn't help with my eyes running because it's making my vision blurred, and the sun, it's really bugging me, this is. It's making this quite difficult actually. Okay, so I've got to wait now, hope the light holds, and then try and get this shot when there's no cars. Unfortunately, there is quite a bit of traffic coming through here today, which is annoying. Come on, disappear out of my shot. That's it. There we go. No cars, nice light. I'm not sure. Maybe I've gone too wide. Maybe I need to cut the shrub on the left out and just focus on the tree. Maybe that would be better. Right, if that shot's any good, I'll show it you now. I've found the next tree that I want to photograph, but this freezing wind has come in and a bit of rain and sleet, some heavy clouds come over me, and the tree is dancing around like mad. So even with a shutter speed of 1/60th of a second, 1/160th of a second, that's it. It's making the lens shake a little bit. It's making the tree dance around. So I can see blue sky behind it. So I'm gonna wait, let it pass before I take this shot. Clouds moving quite quick, so hopefully it won't be long, because I'm getting freezing cold and wet here. And it's not like I'm miles away from my car, it's only just down there by the road. So the temptation to run back and pack up and just go home and just not do this because it's freezing. It's quite strong, but I'm going to stick it out because it's going to pass soon. And you never know, I might get a good shot. The wind's calmed, I'm going to take this shot. That might be all right. Now, even at 1/160th of a second, my meter is telling me that I'm overexposed, and that's because I'm pointing straight up into the sky and silhouetting the tree. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pop the camera onto monochrome, see how that looks. Schoolboy error again. I got the autofocus and the what do you call it? Image stabilization switched on. That's not good. Now I'm gonna have to check my focus again, which is tricky because the lens is moving in the wind. So it's really hard to get it precise when you get a bit of a gust like that, because I can see a little shakiness on the back of the camera. It's not good. Okay, so as you can probably see now, I'll zoom in a little bit more. Okay, you can probably tell now that you can see the little, when the wind blows, that's zoomed in to like 100%. And you can see the branches moving. But when I zoom in, you can see the lens is shaking as well. So I've got to wait for the wind to die down before I could take the shot. Because otherwise it's just going to look terrible. And it's really hard to focus, look, because it's all quivering and shaking. Very hard. So the wind will just stop for a second so that I can nail the focus. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my exposure so that we can just silhouette the tree and really capture the drama and the dark, foreboding sky there. So I'm just going to wait for the wind to die down and I'm going to take this shot. Right, so the rain has pretty much stopped. It's still freezing though. I need to get myself gloves, and it's still a bit windy. I've taken a few shots, but what I'm hoping for now is as these clouds pass over, you'll still be able to see the clouds in the background, but the sun's up there. So what I might get is some really beautiful light hitting the tree with the dark clouds in the background. Now if I can get that, I think this might make the shot for me. By the way, while we're waiting, a couple of people have said to me, what's happening with your three-legged thing, Winston tripod? Are you keeping it? Well, you're on it. So yes, I am keeping it. Still a lot of movement in that tree. Right, I can see the sun trying to poke through the cloud there, so any minute now. So any minute now, we could have this shot. I've got it framed up, got my focus set. Got my exposure at, I've knocked the aperture down to f5, so that I can get a faster shutter speed. I've got my ISO up to 100, so that's giving me 1/200th of a second. So hopefully that will freeze the any movement in the trees so that it looks sharp. Come on. Just another couple of minutes and hopefully we'll have some magical light. Right, as you can see on the camera, the light's brightening up now. Still dark over there though. Oh, now the wind's picking up. Oh. As the light gets brighter, I can increase my shutter speed as well. So I'm up to 1/320th of a second. You can see on the camera. I need to adjust my shutter speed on here now to just darken this up a bit. There we go. That's better. So I'm hoping at 1/400th of a second, I can actually take that up to 1/500th of a second now the sun's cutting through. I'm hoping that's freezing any slight movement in the branches and giving me a nice sharp image. Well, looking at the cloud cover there, I think that's as good as it's going to get, because in a minute the sun's going to go back beneath the clouds again. So I'm going to take one more shot and then I'll show you the one that I've chosen. Right, so there's another tree just a few meters up the moor there. So I'm gonna head over there and photograph that one. This time the light will be behind me rather than at the side of me. Looking at the weather from over that way, which is where it's coming in from. I'm going to do it pretty quick, and then I'm going to get out of here because I'm absolutely freezing, and it looks like there's some pretty heavy rain clouds over there. So up to that tree up there, and then we'll see what we can get from that one. Okay, so I'm just going to frame up this shot. Let's switch the live view on. Got some raindrops on the back of there. I need to get them off. Where's my cloth? There we go. We've got some nice light coming through, as you could probably tell. Now this shot, I'm shooting into the sky, so mostly sky directly behind the tree. I want to get the center of where the tree starts to spread out, bang in the middle of the frame. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe just slight adjustment there, and that's pretty much centered. So it's just focusing on the center of the tree. Now the thing about these hawthorn trees is they've got lots of gnarly detail in the bark, and it's just so much detail in these trees. So ISO 100, f5, 1/500th of a second, perfect light. It couldn't be better. So I'm gonna take this shot while I'm talking to you. There we go. The light couldn't be more perfect. It's quite strong, but there's a thin veneer of cloud over it, so it's softened as well. And then in that direction, it's really dark, foreboding sky. So perfect. Right, so let me show you what I'm looking at there. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the trees pretty much in the center of the frame, and there's that bit that comes out, sticking out to the left. The curvature of the horizon is sort of near the base of the tree there, and then we've got the dark clouds in the distance, a little bit of blue breaking through, but mostly it's pretty dark. So I'm going to take one more shot of this. I'll just check my focus. Yep, that's pretty bang on, no need to touch that. 2-second timer, and we're done. Right, thank you so much for joining me on this freezing cold day. I like photographing hawthorn trees. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Give us a like if you like the video, and if you haven't done already, why not subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when I release any new videos. And I will see you in the next video.